kind of all over the place in this video today because almost everything feels different and almost everything is different. And the perfectionist side of me wishes that I could perfectly articulate that and I could perfectly go into detail about all of the things that I'm talking about, and that everything I'm talking about would be perfectly relevant and there wouldn't be a single thing that by the end of it that I feel like I missed out on or left out. But that's just not the way it will ever go. And there's just no way that I could do that today because there's a lot that I have to process. Okay, excuse the cut, there's a really fucking loud truck down there. But yeah, today's video is weird and it signifies a lot, and I guess wanted to preface that. So today is November 1st, 2024, and I no longer recognize my own life because almost every single aspect of my life has changed dramatically. The girlfriend that I had for 3 years is no longer my girlfriend. We broke up 2 months ago, and as of some point last week, the civil and peaceful enough breakup that we had changed, and I now need time and space away for myself so I can heal. The apartment where I lived for 2 years with her is no longer. We moved out and I broke the lease last week. And a job that I had for the past 5 years is no longer. I put my 2 weeks in 2 weeks ago, and my last day was yesterday. So now I find myself equally terrified and equally excited because everything feels so daunting and heavy, but at the same time everything feels so bright and hopeful. And it's a bizarre cognitive dissonance going on. I have never been as free, as unbounded as I am right now, but it has never come at such high cost. And there's a lot that I'm feeling, and there's a lot that I've been reflecting on, and there's been a lot weighing on my heart and my mind. And not only is today the first day of this new era of my life, it's also just the first day of the month. And November was actually the month that I was born, so it's interesting timing. But I'm just trying to figure out how to process this moment, because I'm trying really hard to be excited, to be thrilled, but I can't ignore the pain that I feel. And how unfamiliar everything is. And even though I'm still in Denver, the place I've always lived, I have never felt so homesick. There's videos from earlier on this YouTube channel where I'm speaking about how I don't believe in needing a certain day or a certain time or a certain event for change to occur. And I think putting such high stakes on everything being so perfect and neat has always led me to my own downfall. And I never wanted to cling to needing something to be so perfect or intense that that's what sparks the change. And in a lot of ways, it was true for me when I started this channel, because one day I just decided I wanted to start doing things, and I did. And it was an ugly date, and I was in an ugly period of my life. And it wasn't New Year's, and it wasn't my birthday. And there was no significant change on the day that I decided to do what I did. I just did it. But as much as I have been trying to abandon my perfectionism, I cannot ignore the significance of today. And I don't want to need today to be the day where I draw a line in the sand and I separate the parts of my life of who I used to be before today and who I will be after today. And that's also a video I made on my other channel, was about the topic of drawing lines in your life, and how I truly believe it's a fruitless endeavor, and in the end, there will only be one line, one through line that is your life, the story of your life. And all of our attempts at drawing little lines that separate different parts of our life, they're not meaningless, because we're always changing, and there will always be different versions of us. But in the end, we're always changing and evolving. So what's the point in laying down a separation? Because I'm just always going to be me. But regardless, it feels surreal to be in the position that I'm in right now, because I truly don't recognize my own life. And it took a week. If I had looked at my life now, 1 week ago, I would not recognize it. And I'm trying very hard to figure out how to express these things, because they are all so complicated and difficult and heavy and deep and complex that I know if I try to go into depth in all of them, that I will get lost. But I wanted to come up here and talk because I need to process a lot. And I have a therapist, and I have friends, and I have family, but I also need to process on my own. And I mean, this isn't really on my own because I'm fucking filming it, but that's a different way to process on my own. And when I'm not filming, I'm always fucking thinking, because that's just what I do. My brain never really turns off, I'm trying really hard to be excited because this job that I just left yesterday was holding me back for 5 years in so many ways. And now I have one job, and it's a job I love. I'm excited to go into this job every day I go in. And not only that, it is an extremely open-ended job. I don't even know, I can't, that's not the right way to describe it, but I have a lot of free time at this job, on top of it being something that I love to do. Which means there's a lot that I can do at this job that nurtures the person that I want to be, that allows me to do all of the things that I want to do outside of work. I can do that at work. And it doesn't feel real, because I am only bound to this job, because I am only bound to paying for my car, paying for my food, and paying for my rent, which is now $1,500 less than it used to be. So I have more free time than I've ever had because I only have one job. And it's rarely even going to be 40 hours a week. And even when I am working, I have free time. And when I'm not working, I don't have to be at my other job. And when I'm not working, I don't have to be in a relationship. Because I am free from the job that was killing me. I am free from the financial responsibility of paying $1,800 a month. I am single. And having a hard time processing all of the little details that come with those things. And I'm really excited, and I'm trying to be really excited because it feels like I can finally be everything I want to be. And this is everything I could possibly dream of, and I can't fathom how incredibly blessed I am to be in the situation I am. Because it's so rare that anybody gets the opportunity to just exist as the person they want to be, bound to the bare minimum. And even when I was very unhappy with 2 jobs, one of those jobs killing me, working 60 hours a week, paying $1,800 a month, in a relationship that was unhealthy, I was still blessed because I still live in a place where I can get food anytime I want, and I can drink clean water anytime I want, and I have shelter and warmth in the winter. I have a family who loves me. I have friends who care about me and love me. I was blessed before, but now it feels exponentially increased. And now it's scary because there's almost nothing left to blame for my unhappiness other than myself. And now it feels like I have to try to think about something that I am worthy of complaining about. And it doesn't feel like I deserve it, and it doesn't feel real. But with that excitement comes the heartbreak of I really fucking loved this person that I was with more than I've ever loved anybody that I've been with. And it was unhealthy, and I don't want to admit that. But I loved them for 3 years, and we had 2 different places that we called home together, and we lived in one of those places for 2 years, and now it's all gone. And at first it was cordial, and now it's not. And now I need space, and now I need time, and I don't know how long that's going to take. And apart from just missing them and missing the home that we had, it makes me really sad that I can't share this excitement with them. And in general, my heart is just very broken, and it's very tired. But in the same way that my tired and broken heart can't ignore the excitement, my excitement can't ignore how exhausted I am and how sad I am. And I'm trying to just live with both of them. I can't ignore the sadness, and I can't ignore the happiness. The only thing I know is I don't want to feed the negativity. And I know that I have to feel it, but I don't want to feed it. I have to feed the excitement. I have to feed the part of me that realizes that now I am free in more ways than I ever have been in my entire life. And I'm only 24. And I can't believe it. I can't believe that I'm here. I can't believe the life that I have. And I want to enjoy it, but it just feels like I don't deserve it, and it doesn't feel real. And that's something that I just have to process. Because I can't ignore all the suffering going on in the world. I can't ignore all the suffering going on in my own little world with the people that I know, in the city I live. And as blessed as I am, and as happy as I am, I feel obligated by some unseen forces to feel ashamed that I'm living with my fucking parents again. And I'm 24 and I'm living with my parents. I feel pathetic. And I feel like all of this excitement and happiness is just luck. And it is. I am very lucky to have parents that love me and are willing to have me move back in. I lived with them for the first 19 years of my life, and then I got into a relationship, and I moved out, and then we broke up, and then I moved back in for a couple months, and then I got into another relationship, and I moved out again, and now here I am, breaking up again and moving back in with my parents, and I'm embarrassed, and I feel guilty, and I feel ashamed that I feel like I'm using my parents as a crutch and that I wouldn't be able to get by without them. And I know those things aren't true, but it just feels gross. I feel gross. I feel pathetic. And those feelings, just like the happiness and the excitement and the fear and the sadness, I just have to sit with and process. And I guess all of these ways that I'm indescribably overwhelmed will come to pass and things will change. And now, because of the position that I am in, I'm really hoping that soon, and also now, in this very fucking moment, I will finally get to be me. And I will get to try to do everything I've always wanted to do. And in so many ways, my dreams have been altered, and it's heartbreaking, but in so many ways, my dreams are coming true. And I could probably vent and talk about a lot more that's really relevant about all of the things that are going on. But I mainly just wanted to give an update, and I wanted to just create this brief journal of this moment and give a rough idea of how I'm feeling on this day, in this moment. So I guess I will end it by talking about this verse from this song that I really like. It goes something like, if the price of life is hell, then no one ever had to sell me on how nice a fire smells. And yesterday when I was listening to that song driving, it hit me really, really hard. Because it was almost like I could picture so vividly how I have set my life on fire before, and how I always found out that even though it hurt to watch, it always smelled good. And maybe, I don't know, I know there's people that like the smell of a campfire. Maybe there's some people that don't, but I really do. I've gone camping a couple times and I really like the smell of fire. I like the smell of a campfire. I like the smell of different kinds of wood burning. But yesterday I realized that even though I have set fire to my life before, there has not been a single moment in my life so far where I have set nearly every single piece of me on fire. And almost everything that I've been used to for 3 to 5 years, the past 3 to 5 years of my life, I have taken out and ignited. And I'm watching everything that I was used to for years, whether I liked it, whether I didn't like it, whether I loved it with all of my heart, it's burning in front of me and I'm watching it. And the cognitive dissonance comes from watching all of that burn in front of me. And the smell being so familiar and fresh, but also a smell that I have never experienced before. And so it hurts and it burns, but I can't deny how nice the fire smells. Okay, so my phone cut out at the end because I had it propped up in the sun and it overheated. So it cut off what I was saying at the very end, but I just wanted to say that despite how much everything has just changed, I hope that there's even more change ahead of me. And I know it's not all going to be what I want, but I'm excited. I don't want to hold on to a futuristic mindset of maybe eventually I'll be the person that I want to be, because I'll never be in the future. I'm only ever right now. And while there are so many things that I hope to achieve, and there's so many ways I hope to mature and grow, and there's a kind of idealistic version of the person that I want to be in the future, in some handful of weird ways, I made it. Right now, I made it. I'm a person that I've always wanted to be right now. And I just wanted to say thank you to and to my past self for getting me here. We made it. We fucking made it. And now we're gonna get to see what we can do. So before I fucking continue yapping, that's pretty much it. Peace and take care.